Hey everybody, it's the Ioniq guy, and today's video is going to be something that I never even considered when charging my Ioniq 5. Now, I knew this problem existed, but I didn't realize just how different it would be from the high end to the low end. And what I'm talking about here is charging losses. So I did some testing yesterday, and the numbers that I got really surprised me. So if you want to find out what I learned, stay tuned. But first, a word from today's sponsor, and that's me. So if you're anything like me, you were probably disappointed after you purchased your Hyundai Ioniq 5 and realized that there was no overhead storage for your sunglasses. So I solved that problem with the Hyundai Ioniq 5 magnetic eyewear holder. It simply clips onto the magnetic area next to the driver display, and your sunglasses go right onto it. These are 3D printed in PETG and will not soften in the heat of your car. They utilize a 1 1/4 inch rare earth magnet that keeps them securely on your dashboard, and a strip of Velcro protects the frames of your glasses. These will work well with thick plastic frame glasses, such as Ray-Ban Wayfarers, but not so much with wireframe glasses like aviators. These are available for $20 plus shipping at the link below in white or black. Thanks for checking them out. So I just want to give a shout out to Ludwig Konsler, who commented on my previous video and kind of sparked my interest in covering this topic today. So for those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that when I got the car back in January of 2022, I exclusively charged at Electrify America stations, taking full advantage of the 3 free years that I receive, 2 free years if you weren't a reservation holder. And I did that for about 3 months, maybe 4. And then from that point on, I set up my level 1 charger that came with the car, which is a 115 volt charger, 12 amps. And I set that up in my garage, and I have pretty much exclusively been charging on level 1 since about April of 2022. It's now September 2022. And it's been sufficient for me. I only commute about 30 miles a day, so I can recoup that on a daily basis using only level 1. And the reason I did level 1 in the garage is because I have a level 2 charger, but it runs outside for my girlfriend to use with her Kona electric. And she typically drives more than me, so she needs the level 2 more so than I do. So level 1 was enough for myself, and level 2 worked great for her. So we were both charging and we were both happy. So what I didn't know was just how inefficient level 1 charging is. And honestly, it's shocking how much you're wasting in energy. So the way it works is the AC alternating current comes into your car and goes into the inverter. Now what this inverter does is it converts AC alternating current into direct current. That direct current then just goes right into the battery. But during that process, some of that electricity is lost to heat and due to resistance from the wiring from the house. So there's always going to be some sort of loss that's occurring. Now, your battery also wants to be at a nice warm temperature, about 70 degrees. So cars with active battery cooling, such as the Ioniq 5 or the EV6, they are actively using energy from the battery to warm the battery pack. So in the wintertime, you're going to have larger losses versus the summertime, you're going to have smaller losses. So I put together a spreadsheet based on some testing that I did yesterday. So what I did was I plugged in the OBD2 scanner that connects to my phone into the car, and I monitored what the BMS, which is the battery management system for the car, was saying it was putting into the battery versus what was being displayed on the driver screen here, saying what was being accepted into the car from the charger. So the numbers I'm going to provide you today are obviously on the better case scenario side because it is warm out. Today's exactly 72 degrees. I believe yesterday was about 70. So the battery probably isn't doing that much warming, if any, to keep the battery in that Goldilocks zone. So all the numbers you're about to see are based on 8 kilowatt hours, which is what I use for my daily commute to go to work. And I'm also basing this on 21 cents per kilowatt hour, which is what I pay roughly for electricity here. So let's start on the high end with my level 2 charger. So when the car is saying it's accepting 9.3 kilowatts, only 8.51 is actually being taken into the battery. So that equates to a 8.5% charging loss, which is about on average for a level 2 charger. So knowing that, it would take about 0.9 hours to recoup my daily commute. Total charging losses are 0.74 kilowatt hours over that 0.9 hour time frame. And that costs me in charging losses 16 cents per day, or $4.68 per month. So as you can see, it's a real thing. You're actually paying money for these charging losses. They're not so minuscule that you're not going to really notice them. So from there, in the EV settings screen, I went from maximum to reduced charging current, which brought the charging current down to 8.4 kilowatts. And doing so, the car was putting 7.62 kilowatts into the battery, and that averages to a delta of 9.3%. So we're already starting to see that charging at a higher rate is probably going to be better. Takes an hour to recoup my daily commute. Charging losses 0.82 kilowatt hours. That's going to cost me 17 cents per day and $5.16 per month. So again, I went down from reduced to the minimum level of AC charging current in the car's infotainment system, and that dropped the input current to 5.6 kilowatts. Now, when that's going in, the battery is taking in 5 kilowatts. So that's a delta of 0.6 kilowatts, which equates to 10.7%. So at 5.6 kW, it would take 1.6 hours, which equates to a charging loss of just about a kilowatt hour, and that's going to cost me 20 cents per day, or $6.05 per month. And finally, here is the real surprise. So on level 1 at 12 amps, which is 1.3 kilowatts, you're only putting into the battery 0.89 kilowatts, which is a delta of 0.41 kilowatts, which is a whopping 31.5% of charging losses. So on level 1, it would take me 9 hours to recoup my daily commute, which equates to a total loss of 3.69 kilowatt hours. And factoring in that I pay 21 cents per kilowatt hour, that's 77 cents per day, or $23.22 per month. This was shocking. I really was not expecting to see that level 1 charging was that inefficient. So because I've been charging on level 1 exclusively, I've been spending an extra $18.54 per month. And that's just money just going right down the drain. What a waste. Had I known that, I would have done this a long time ago. And so even for those of you people who don't feel a need to install a level 2 charger, I think this is proof that you should probably do it sooner or later, because eventually your charging losses from charging on level 1 are going to overtake the cost of the fast charger. So a level 2 charger will eventually pay for itself. It's just a matter of how long that will actually take. But with the utility incentives that a lot of states have now, you can get level 2 chargers that are connected to the cloud so that they can control it and decrease the charging current. You can get them for $100, $200 after all the tax credits. So I think it's a no-brainer. Get a level 2 charger. Just get a good one. Don't buy a cheap non-UL CSA Intertech certified charger on Amazon just to save a few bucks. It's not worth it. So let me know down in the comments if this is going to change your charging habits like it has mine. Obviously, $16 a month, that's a good chunk of change. If that doesn't matter to you and you just want to go along with the ease of having the level 1 charger, go ahead. But I'm going to start saving some money, and I'm going to level 2 charge from now on. Now, I will just say, this wasn't the most scientific of tests. I could have conducted it a lot more scientifically, but these were just quick numbers. They're in line with other tests that I've seen people do, and just take it with a grain of salt. But I think this is probably a best case savings. I think your savings is only going to be greater in the winter time or when temperatures just start to cool off, because then you're going to be doing a lot more battery heating, a lot more battery conditioning, and that delta is just going to grow and grow and grow. So I'm definitely glad I figured this out before winter time. because I don't park my car in a heated garage. If I did, that would be a whole nother story, but it's cold in my garage, so definitely gonna level 2 charge. So as always, thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.